Hey everyone, it's Charge from Vegas Virality, and wars are back, and we're actually going to do some warring with my S3 team. My S3 team is actually pretty cool. I've been really quick on getting the 6-star characters. I've already put 3 on my team. I have way more than enough stuff to get a 4th 6-star character, but unfortunately I don't have an ascendable 5-star character yet. Going back to my first Ascension, where I made my first Tyrese, I had a second Tyrese that the game gave me, and I used him as fuel. Probably a big mistake, because I could have ended up having 2 6-star Tyreses on my 6-star team, which would have been pretty epic from an attack standpoint. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at my defense team for war and my attack team. So my defense team has Trip as the leader, 45% defense to ranged characters, and 4 of my 5 guys are ranged, and then they're all carrying defensive weapons as well. My attack team in war is the same characters, just reordered though, and I use Mirabelle as the leader to get her 40% attack for all of the ranged characters, and then I use weapons that all have attack and HP bonuses. Trip, he is really just focusing on critical right now, so I can try to get the most out of his specialist skill. But if you look at my armory here, I'm in the process of trying to make one of my 4-star weapons for Zeke specifically in mind. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add absolute defense to this, because this weapon already has a plus 30 critical bonus. It's already got a good defensive bonus. It would be awesome if I could end up getting absolute defense, then use the 2 remaining upgrades to increase the critical on this weapon by hopefully another 10%, but 6% at the absolute least. So potentially anywhere between 36 and 40 critical bonus increase, by the end, sorry, not increase, that'd be a lot. Anyway, so yeah, war is back. This war is actually already almost over. We're in the middle of, or getting ready to start a war here in about 2.5 minutes or so. Right now, our faction is around 10th place. This is a feeder faction of sorts, and it's actually kind of interesting because Carnival of Carnage is one of our related factions, and they're a top 5 faction. They've done pretty decent in this particular war. We're a lot lower down the totem pole here at number 10. We're trying to hold off the number 11 team. We only have a couple hours left, so it would be really, really devastating if we end up falling out. But anyway, I am actually doing pretty good in this war. I'm second highest in points at 154,000. The highest on our team is 156,000, but he's only a couple thousand ahead of me. We're both in this war, so if I outperform by a couple thousand, I can be number 1. Looking at the rewards, the milestone, 100,000 was considered like really, really good, I guess, for this war, and that was the thing that unlocked the best milestone. I beat that really quickly. Mainly it's because of my S3 team, so hopefully this war will get going and we can actually see my team in action. So I've been general every single war lately, and this is an interesting development for me because it used to be that was never the case. It doesn't really matter which side I go up against, Camp A or B. I'm going to do pretty well against either one. But I also have a kind of a trick that I don't think a lot of people know for taking the mayor's house, the watchtower, or the armory. I don't think people realize this yet, so I'm going to show you guys my kind of trick here. So first things first, right before the war starts, you want to have it selected so that when the war starts, you can just go ahead and hit that attack button and then just get into it. But the big trick here is don't use your adrenaline rush. If you have a team who is relatively strong, you should get one-shot kills most of the time anyway. So there's really no point to throwing all that time into doing the adrenaline rush. Those animations take time. But to get all 5 of your characters to attack really quickly shouldn't be an issue. So I'm 99% confident that I'm going to take the mayor's house because it's what I'm targeting. If I were targeting the armory, I'd take it. If I were taking the watchtower, I would take it. So far, I don't think people have been faster at this, simply because I feel like they are still using their adrenaline rushes against the zombies for some reason. So I have Ezekiel on my team, so I have to use Ezekiel first. And then after you do your attacks, when the zombies start moving, just because, I don't know if it really makes a difference, but I just click the screen to try to speed them up a little bit. And as you can see, no one can attack, no one can attack. So I just keep doing this. And on this last one, Zeke is not going to be the first guy I use to attack because obviously the walker is behind a shield. Now, when it goes to this wave cleared screen, you have to click the screen to make this go faster, and then you just unload all of your attacks, and you're not wasting those precious milliseconds on attack animations. So this has been my trick, and ever since I started doing it this way, I have literally not lost any one of the buildings that I was going after since war started. So yeah, this is definitely something that I don't think a lot of people have caught on to yet. So if you are in war and you're trying to take one of these towers, do yourself a favor and do not try to use your adrenaline rushes because they are unnecessary. You see how fast I cleared what was available to kill? An attack animation would take at least as long as it takes me to use up my attacks, if not way longer. So right there I got blocked because I did the order incorrectly. I hope that doesn't cost me. I don't think it will because I feel like overall that went pretty good. So it'll say that I captured it here. I got the mayor's house. Again, I have like 100% success rate pretty much. So I've already occupied this. I'm going to go ahead and do a round of attacks. So I'm just going to pick any side. This person's level 107, and I see they have a 6-star as their general. But you see with my big attack bonuses, these guys are really going to have a hard time beating my team. So the human shield is always kind of an issue for me. So we're going to try to kill this human shield quickly, and then I'm going to try to kill that Mirabelle so that she's not on the table anymore. And now my Mirabelle has her counterattack, so this particular attack is over. Even if they would have survived that, both of them were stunned, and I was going to wipe them out. And my team is almost full health here at the end. That was their general. That was a level 107. This guy's a level 103. So we're going to try kind of the same strategy here, but this time I'm going to try to focus down on their hunter. I didn't kill him, unfortunately. Now that could be kind of a costly mistake on my end, so hopefully that's not the case, especially since you know how the shields, they switch on you. So one time it'll be one shield, and then when that health is lower, then they'll switch to the other one. Unfortunately for them, though, Tyrese is a beast. Tyrese will just, destroy anybody in his way. So let's go ahead and try and finish this battle off here, see what happens. So again, I have really no concerns so far. Their Ezekiel is already dead, and even if he weren't, again, he was stunned, and I would have had him the next time. And again, my team was full health. That was against a really high level guy, and it was really not that much of an issue. So as you can see, my team is actually really good right now. I like the layout of it. I like the way that it's built. I think that it could still use some good weapons, and unfortunately I am still kind of heavy on one color, which can be dangerous. Most of the time my team can overcome it, but it is kind of dangerous, and I only run a 1 revival type team, so if my Jesus gets knocked out, then I'm going to be kind of stuck. So he can't move, I get to go again, and it was a pretty easy overall win. A little more costly, a little bit more damage by the end. Very cool that I got, my camp got destroyed, so these guys are pretty active, as you can see. I would normally go ahead and start a revival. This is our own faction, so I'm not going to try to make them take longer. I put up 2,600, as you guys saw, pretty easily. And if you look, these guys are fast. Like, they took the other two positions really fast. They took the armory and watchtower. The only reason we got the mayor's house is because I went after it. I really don't think people know not to use adrenaline rushes, because I don't feel like I'm the fastest at that, but I just don't miss. So anyway, yeah, so this is kind of what's been happening with war. My defense team, for these higher up guys, this is a top 3, top 4 faction that we're going up against. Every one of their guys can hit me. So unfortunately, I'm kind of still hoping that I can get some kind of defense boost. When I get the weapon that I'm trying to make for Zeke back, if I get absolute defense, that is going to do wonders for my team. My team is going to be a much more formidable team with one absolute defense weapon. And then once I do that, I'm going to start focusing in on making a stun gun for my Mirabelle. And then what I think would be a really cool way to build out my team is either make my blue guys impair when defending or impair when attacking, but definitely something to do with impair, and then my team would definitely be a little bit more difficult to try to take down. So anyway, yeah, you guys see what kind of attack you can get from an S3 ranked team. I really wish I knew what the attacks were that the other people were running against my particular defensive team, because yeah, they did take me out pretty quickly. In a real war against another faction, I would have just revived myself, and because it's only 50 coins, and I usually buy the month pass where you get 70 coins a day. So when it comes to wartime, I usually spend a little bit of money on this to coin my base back to life or whatever, just because my team hits really hard. My defense is still kind of lacking. I would love to get an absolute defense shield combination that you see from some of these top players. So we're getting ready to lose here. I'm wondering if I'm going to... Oh, nope. So one person surpassed me in points here. When you have general status, you have got a target on your back for sure. Like the other team really comes after you a lot harder. And it makes sense because everybody else gets a 30% defense bonus except for you. I don't know how the game calculates it might go off of your defense team, so I might want to try something in the future when I sign up for a war to put in like a really bad team and see if I can confuse the game into letting me not be the general for a war, and then my already really tough team could get a potentially 30% bonus to their defense as well. I don't know if that'll work that way. It would be kind of cool though, so I will check it out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like, subscribe button. I'll do another one of these war videos in the future when I'm actually joined in with the other faction here, the Carnival of Carnage, or some other faction that is equally high ranking. That way my video doesn't end with a embarrassing loss. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Put some comments in the comment section. Let us know, or let me know how your war is going, how you guys do in war in general, and see you guys next time.